I mean, time banking is basically a way of measuring and rewarding the practice of helping each other. I mean, 1 hour of your time is worth 1 time credit. You can then use that time credit to, if you like, purchase or buy somebody else's time to help you. So, I give you a guitar lesson for an hour, I get a time credit for that. You or somebody else who's a member of the time bank is maybe a joiner, I need my fence fixed, they can do that for an hour and I can pay for that through my time credit. What we find is, when people first come to a time bank, they say, I've got nothing to offer. But when you sit down and speak to somebody, like the exercise we did earlier, if I was to ask you if you'd done a favour for somebody in the last couple of weeks, you'd be able to say, yeah, well, I gave somebody a lift, or, I took the bucket out for the lady next door. That's the kind of thing. Anything at all. It's not so much about the actual service that would be provided or the activity. It's about what happens. So if I was to give you a lift somewhere, we'd maybe start to talk to each other, maybe become friends, and that's how you build trust and build social networks. That's the whole idea behind it, We had a couple of the participants who were saying how it changed their lives, how it gave their lives more meaning. So if that's 2 people saying that, then it's a success, as far as I'm concerned. But yes, there's a lot more than that, and I hope I described them earlier to you in terms of, in the health sector, how they've been used in the prison sector, how they've been used in communities. So there is a lot of success there. But I still think that time banking has only scratched the surface. There is so much more that can be done. And it can only be done by the people that start it off in communities such as Dumfries and Galloway, like we're seeing today.
I fell in love with the concept, just hearing about getting people involved, people that are socially isolated, especially the elderly. So I worked in a nursing home and found that people in nursing homes they become de-skilled and they just really want company most of the time, and nurses and carers just do the basic stuff. So I love the idea of involving people back into the community and giving them value back. I started recruiting Time Bank members in January, and we now have 91 members, and on our books we've exchanged over 1,300 hours, and certainly people meeting from Lockerbie to Annan to Moffat to Langham, and we're exchanging skills like gardening, Tai Chi, just companionship. The Lockerbie Academy have pupils going along to stroke support group, and this intergenerational work, and it's just great seeing community involvement. So it certainly has worked in the sense of there are little social groups forming in every little community, so they have a network now.
I do time banking because I've just left school and got nothing to do till September, so I'll start college, so I'd like to help people out who can't do things for themselves. So like the minister, he doesn't like cutting his grass and it's getting a bit long, so just help them cutting his grass and do his weeding. I'm making a vegetable patch in a bit where he doesn't use, so I can use the vegetables to hand into Kate's Kitchen and the food bank and food train, so help people who can't afford it themselves, so it helps them out like that.
Today was kind of like the big launch event, so how do you feel it went?
I think it went really, really well, but nerve-wracking because we've sort of had to do the whole event, but I think in general we had about 80 people come along and hear about time banking, and it was great to see that there were a lot of individuals already involved, and we were just trying to explain it to organisations how time banking really works. And the feedback we got from that is how we can go forth and help those organisations get involved in time banking and utilise skills within, whether it be private sector or third sector or voluntary sector. So I think it really got the message out there today, which is fabulous.
So far we've taken from time banking hours for computer, helping integrate our mobile phones with our computers. But we have plans to have people working on research into Tai Chi and also helping with the finding suitable venues in which to run Tai Chi. It seemed a very good idea. We are a not-for-profit organisation. We have no resources of capital, and to get services such as computer expertise in a sense for free and offering our services for free seemed a sensible way of working.
Well, I think it's extremely worthwhile. I think the fact that everybody's time is worth the same, irrespective of whatever skill you have, I think that's very valuable. Actually gives an equality to people that isn't there in the normal sort of market. It's also, I think, useful in bringing people together. It gives people social interactions and help combat isolation, which obviously in rural areas can be quite an issue. And it enables older people, for example, or people with disabilities, not only to be able to receive services, but actually to be able to give their skills to other people as well. So it's a very interesting concept, and clearly taking off in quite a big way here in Dumfries and Galloway.
I think it's an important concept, and so do a lot of people. I think what it allows us to do is have an opportunity. We're so isolated in our society nowadays. A lot of us stay in houses and we don't even know our neighbours. We don't talk to them. You know what a time bank does is it tries to set you up with your neighbour to help them. If you like, that's what's maybe missing. You hear a lot of older people maybe say, I know my mum and dad would always say, when we were younger, you could leave your door open, and community was community and all that. So what we have now is an opportunity to try and link people up, do each other favours, and from that we start to build community again, just like we did in the old days that they talk about. So we're having to use a formal structure, if you like. We're having to kick-start the process again. But once it starts, people just take it and run with it, because it's about being a human being, that's it.
One of the things I'm quite interested in doing, having listened today, is to try and get a debate in the Parliament to try and find out what's going on elsewhere in Scotland, because clearly there's a lot of initiatives across Scotland, and if we could maybe get together and discuss those, we could help to promote the whole thing throughout the country.
It's given me something to do and help people, and it'll be great for other kids who don't have anything to do. They go help people instead of just sitting around the house.
It's an excellent concept, it really is. I mean, it's the way a society should develop. We should get away from this materialistic, out for profit, and get back to a situation where we give what we're able to give, and we take just what we need. And time banking serves this completely.
This is a way of giving everybody access to services, and there's no money involved. And I think, as it was explained through the whole event, was that it's one-time credit for an hour spent. No matter what you do, your skill is valued at an hour, so we're all the same. And it certainly has proven to give access to people to resources they wouldn't usually be able to afford. It's certainly the way we're heading, as we heard about statistics in the older people. So it would help. I don't think it will run the world, we will rule the world with it, but it will certainly help, and just communities developing it and getting involved with each other and helping each other. It will help in the long term, keeping people at home for longer.